Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the episode 2 trailer for IT Welcome to Derry. But before that, remember to like the video, it helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada, let's get to it. The first thing we see is Lily having a nightmare about what happened in episode 1. Watching her acquaintances, get murdered by a giant mutant baby. And she says no one is going to believe her about what she saw. Because first off, it is a crazy thing to say. Second is because she was already committed to a mental hospital prior that year after her father died in a tragic accident at a jar pickle factory place. She also blames herself for what happened to him. He went back into the factory because Lily asked him to. Anyways, this is why some of the kids call her Loony Lily. Also, the mental hospital she was at was Juniper Hill, which is where Henry Bowers, who was the bully and the other antagonist in the IT movies and book, stayed after the events of the first movie. We see a glimpse of Juniper Hill here, with a patient, and she is being held by an orderly. The show takes place in the 60s. People didn't really know about mental illness and how to treat certain things. And electroshock therapy and lobotomies were always an option back then, so obviously Lily has no interest in going back there. We're now with Veronica, who was the other survivor at the movie theater attack. She is speaking with other kids about what happened and how Matt is missing. And I'm sure now the other 3 kids who got killed at the theater are probably assumed missing as well, because that is the kind of influence Pennywise has over the town. People just turn a blind eye to things like this. And one of the kids says that there is a history of stuff like this happening at Derry. And the show will go into this more, but in the 1700s, when Derry was first settled by Europeans, 91 of them just disappeared without a trace. This is really the first known cycle of IT. Pennywise has cycles about every 27 years. When he awakes, he feeds, and then he goes back to sleep. The person who says this is Will Hanlon, who is the son of Leroy, who we saw in the first episode, and he will be the father of Mike, who is in the original movies and is part of the Losers Club. We then get a shot of a bunch of kids going into the pipes and sewers under Derry. So far, Lily and Veronica have been messed with through the pipes, so they assumed whatever is doing this is down here. The thing with the pipes under Derry is that they are very confusing. It is like a maze down there. People have gone lost in these tunnels, and the blueprints to them have kind of disappeared. Fans have speculated that Pennywise had something to do with this. As I've said, he has influence over the town, so he kind of wants to protect his living quarters from pests. The movie never really gets into how difficult it is for the Losers Club to navigate them. Maybe the show will. We're now with Marge. It seems she has lost an eye. She was complaining about her glasses in the first episode. I would assume Pennywise had something to do with the eye. Maybe she tried putting contact lenses in. They were a thing back then, granted not like they are today. And maybe Pennywise messed with them, which caused her blindness. In the next shot, we see Lily waiting at a door, and we see a man smiling at her, watering his garden. Pennywise is a shapeshifter. It makes people see things that aren't actually there. What Pennywise wants is fear. We see him eat people, but what sustains him, what he really feeds on, is emotional energy, which is why he messes with his food, the kids, before he eats them. He describes it as salting the meat. It is better tasting to him when they are scared. We are now with some police officers, and one of them says, "What do you think he did to them?" We then get a hard cut to Veronica with her father Hank, who is the projectionist at the Derry Theater. Veronica asks him if they're going to try and pin this on him. As we know from the first episode, the cops were trying to pin Matt, the boy who went missing right away in the show, on Hank. And now we have 3 more missing children, all happening at the movie theater. Pennywise could also be behind some of the focus going to Hank with his influence. But we also have to remember that this is the 60s and people were kind of racist back then. We're now with Taniel, I think I'm saying that right, speaking with a Native American woman. He says they did something to him, that they went into his mind. And then the woman says they will keep this thing in its cage. So from the movies, the Native Americans had a ritual to stop it. We see this in the second movie. It's called the Ritual of Chewed. Basically, it was a way to keep Pennywise locked up. Also, the visions Daniel is having is probably something to do with the ritual as well. In the second movie, Mike gave Bill a psychotropic root, which gave him visions of the past and gave him insights on defeating it. We then see Lily, Veronica, and Marge is holding a crazy kind of rock. So Pennywise is kind of a confusing being. He's a cosmic being, but I don't know if you would say he's your classic alien. In the second movie, we do see him crash on Earth while Bill is having his vision. This looks very alien-like, so I would assume the two are linked somehow. We're now with Leroy Hanlon at the Air Force Base. From the first episode, we know that they have a super secret thing they are working on, and it seems they know about Pennywise, or at least know that he landed on Earth a long time ago. General Shaw wants to bring Leroy in on this, which is bad for Leroy. Pennywise wants to be left to his own devices. If people start snooping and whatnot, he's going to start messing with them. We then get a bit of a cameo. I'm a little surprised to see him, but this is Dick Halloran. For people who aren't familiar with Stephen King books and movies, he is the black dude from The Shining. And we see him use his gifts here as well. He places his hand on whatever this item is and has visions of Pennywise and his lair. And I think Pennywise sees him see this. Halloran has the ability to shine, which is basically psychic powers. He can see things most people can't, visions of the past and the future. We then get a crazy montage of it messing with the main characters in the show, by having them see either their worst fears or something very spooky. We see Lily surrounded by pickle jars. People made up nasty rumors that when her father died, people found some of his body parts in pickle jars in grocery stores. So Pennywise is making that a reality for Lily. And the last shot, we see Pennywise standing in front of a burning building, and we see corpses behind him. Now this can be a couple of things. I won't go into detail because of spoilers, but I think it's the Black Spot, which is a club that burned down. And in the first movie, we find out that the fire takes place in 1962, which is the current year in the show, so my money's on that. And that is it for the trailer. What did you think of it? Leave it down in the comments below. And if you want more IT content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below. And as always, have an awesome day.